Hi, this is Dr. Adam Stewart giving you another behind the scenes look at some of the invisible, frustrating work that family doctors have to deal with every day. A few days ago, I showed a video on my blog, on my webpage, that showed the cost of even a simple FYI interruption. So, this is an interruption that's just FYI, that doesn't require any action or reply, it's just an FYI to the doctor. And I worked out and showed the cost that the cost is at least $6 in doctor time and staff time and resources for these types of just FYI interruptions. But more importantly, if anything even requires any reply or action, it costs much, much more than that. So here's an example of, here is a fake patient chart, but the example is based on something that happens all the time, and here's a real example of something that happened just the other day. So back in December, I had prescribed a blood thinner amongst the patient's other medications, and I renewed them. And including on the prescription is this what's called a limited use code that we must put on certain medications to have them covered by the Ontario government under special circumstances. So that code is written there automatically on the prescription. And you can see it up here too. It's written automatically, included on every time I write that prescription or renew it. And that was done in December. So a couple months later, fast forward to February, just passed, here we get a request from the same pharmacy asking me for the code. Well, again, I just did so. Here's the notice that we have to sort through and become oriented to. It's asking for the code on this medication, and it's saying which code is it? This 435 or is it this code 444? Well, again, here it is right there. It's written on every prescription. I just renewed it 2 months prior. So why do we have to be interrupted for this type of work that's already done? Let alone now I actually have to type a reply and either send a fax to that pharmacy or print off the paper and write the reply, or I have to re-prescribe the medication, again, causing me more time and effort. Now this doesn't seem like much, but every time when you add all these interruptions together into a busy family doctor's day, it's costing doctor time, staff time, and more importantly, it's adding to our decision fatigue throughout every day. We have to make hundreds of decisions, and it's needlessly adding to that burden. And as another example, I'll just point out, sometimes, or even quite often, we'll get asked for these special LU codes on prescriptions that the family doctors didn't even write. They'll be prescribed by a specialist or something. The pharmacies will fax the family doctor because we're the most accessible. And we didn't even write that prescription, so we can't even sometimes know the context or the reason, and we can't verify that code actually applies in that scenario. And yet family doctors are still getting burdened with all of these requests.